Welcome back, Thomas, and thank you for your ongoing support, Thomas. Much appreciated. Almost every time Thomas comes, he starts off the stream with a nice tip in the coffee jar. Merci, Thomas. Thanks you for your confidence. No, it's not, Jason. Don't try. Nope, Marius. It's kind of too much on the hard side of things. Marius is talking about the Muslim Goes album right now. Hello, Two Wheels Good. How's Arkansas? Monsieur Hihihi, haha. Ah non, haha hihi, oh. Merci, merci John. Yeah, let's hope so. Salut Magic. Pervers. Wow. T'es à Abdenbosch là? Ah bah, contacte-moi sur Insta, on en parlera. Incroyable. Aurélien here, Magic Berber, is saying that 6 months ago he wasn't that much into music. And now he's in Den Bosch. Hello, Rich. Yeah, it could be. Dumb. Phlegmatic dumb. Yeah. Hello, Kulilili. I hope you were happy with the records you won that you finally got from the Christmas stream. It took a little of time, but I managed to get everyone their prizes. Now it's just Eric who won the prize from my Friday stream. Merci. We're listening, by the way, to an old favorite of mine who has kind of disappeared. Maybe he's kind of exhausted his inspiration. I'll show you the record in a second. Hello, Mike. Nice to see you. Hello, Chris. L'Arme Noire. Yes, exactly. Chris knows. Black Tears. Timor Kentu. From Michigan. Ann Arbor. By way of Chicago. And by way of the Netherlands. Salut, Mathieu. Salut, Mathieu. Ooh. Hello 808. Salut Philippe. Bienvenue. I'll tell you more about that. Hello Ryan, nice to see you. Christophe, yes. You might have seen me. I was there 3 hours this morning with an OBC member, but not in person. Nadine saw me. Hello, Marcos. Hello Arsène. Ah, Gladius. Yeah, exactly. Oh well. Ah, incroyable. Yeah, I heard it was like 90 minutes of pure madness. I've seen them quite a few times. All right, all right. Let's see. How do I do that? I do that, and I say hello, good evening, good day. I'm back in one piece, more or less, exhausted, both here and. But it was an interesting trip, and I managed to do some digging while there. We were listening to an old favorite then, Demark Cantu, Black Tears, one-sided 12-inch. Can probably find it for $5 on Discogs. This came out on Crème Jack. I think it's an offshoot of Clone Records from the Netherlands. Jack is the style this music is from. Jack Beat, which was curated in conceptualized by Melvin Oliphant. Tracks as his own version of Chicago House, old school Chicago House, basically going back to the late 80s, early 90s, or more late 80s, and not caring about anything that has been happening to house music since then, and going back to the influence from EBM, minimal synth, industrial, etc. And this was a good days. This came out, I don't know, 2007, 2008, maybe even before. I don't remember exactly, but back then that was some of the most relevant dance music around, in my opinion. And I'm happy to see that I still enjoy it. But yeah, so if anyone has questions, it will be difficult because I have a bunch of records, new acquisitions. This has been on my shelves for like since it was released, but yeah. So yeah, Brittany in France, huh? Ambient Dreamer, salut. Yeah. Okay. Some VC, chat, chit chat. Okay, salut Romuald. All right, so let's get to some like cheap heat. And there's a French pressing on celluloid and an American pressing of this totally, yeah, forgotten record. I don't know if Toffe, Christophe from Sweden is here, but he's into prog. Huh? There was a French band in the late 70s, early 80s, bridging prog and folk music. Malicorne. The singer, Gabriel Yacoub. Solo album. Not really prog, not really folk. Just really cool left field pop. Ah, that's cool. Hello, Angela. Ben ouais. Produit par Bruno Meni, le magicien de Emmanuel Paronin. year. You don't want to miss this one. So what's interesting with this Gabriel Yacoub is also that he features Ivan Lantos, who I believe comes from Yugoslavia, I think, and or Hungary. I'm not sure, but he did a lot of like interesting 80s medieval modern music. Always worth investigating. Exactement, Ballon Noir, the French label of folk music that was kind of defining expectations in the 70s, 80s. Yeah. This is a record I found at a record store in the middle of nowhere in Brittany, in an old gas station nearby the Mont d'Arrêt. French people might know it. It's a region in Brittany that looks like it got scorched. It's the highest spot in Brittany, 340 meters above sea level. Back in Pangaea, when all continents were together, it was the highest point of Earth, 12,000 meters. And this dude had this like kind of total surrealistic little record store right by there, and I found a bunch of records there. He was kind of surprised to find clients, to be honest. Oh, finally Zeb, huh? Yeah, maybe, yeah. I want to play more of that record. I really like it. This is John Tchicai Trio, the real Tchicai. John Tchicai, he comes from South Africa, if I remember correctly, who moved to Denmark, so much so that like when I think John Tchicai, I think Denmark. And here he plays with Pierre Dorge and Niels Henning Ørsted Pedersen. This was originally imported in Nantes, so in Brittany. It's really nice record. That was actually recorded on my birthday. The real one, the same year in '77 in Copenhagen. Steeplechase. Not very often talked about this record. Not cheap, not expensive, just under the radar. Hey, son, Oakenshield. Ooh. Let me think about that. Maybe I'll do a video about that, actually. That's a good topic. what's cool about that record, it goes from something more free like that, like almost playful though, to the previous track that is almost like a lullaby in a way. Hello, Sean. Yeah? Like a very democratic tribe where everyone is arguing a little bit, huh? Does it remind you of anything? I got some goose actually roaming around the garden here. Oh, the garden, the forest, the house today and yesterday. Yeah. I kind of knew about that record, but it had slipped my radar, so it was a good opportunity to listen to it again and to realize, oh, this is actually, yeah. There's a Thelonious Monk composition there, but most of it is either John Tchicai or Pierre Dorge. No drums and no piano, huh? And I love the contrast between this very angular horn playing and the bass that is so round. It's almost like he's cutting through the melody there, huh? The guitar is really good in this, yeah. Now a record that took me a little while to get into. Not necessarily that I didn't like it first, but like it sat there and I really wanted to get into it before I shared and played this with you. This came out earlier. Yeah, I've had it for some months now. Released last year. From a noise artist. And this record is not that noisy at all. Huh, interesting. Yeah. And by the way, thank you, Gidget. Merci for leaving a tip in the coffee jar already. Merci, Gidget. Much appreciated. This is, I believe, the latest Kevin Drum record. Very nice packaging. I hope you can see the way that they kind of, I don't know the word, embraced the cover. Battering Rams, Kevin Drum. Kevin Drum's been around for quite some time, and he's been doing some very noisy music for some time with guitar, feedback, etc. There's a quote from Sioran here: "The trouble with being born." Sioran, philosopher from Romania, who shows all the wrong causes in history. He became a fascist and really believed in it positively. He became a Nazi, really believed it, and was of course disappointed every single time. He became one of the greatest philosophers and literature scholars of Europe. Settled for France. He eventually committed suicide. I guess like sickness, but also the weight on your soul of having been wrong politically your whole life. But he's a great writer, poet, philosopher, and there is something kind of very... I can connect this with Kevin Drum's work, his music. So this was written between 2000 and 2022, apparently. Frequencies he's been working on forever. And a massive, yeah, thank you, Sean, for leaving a tip in the coffee jar. Merci beaucoup, Sean. Much appreciated. I think, yeah, I've had like a couple of really rough years, which, like, doing these videos, my best of the year, it's not that easy, because I take it seriously, too seriously probably, but it will come. You can keep teasing me. Yeah. It was stressful. It still is, because it's not completely over in many ways, but it was also a learning experience. I learned some stuff about my dad, a few connecting tissue that was missing in the puzzle for me so far. Huh. Maybe Quimper. Quimper, Rennes, Nantes, but Quimper. Salut Chris. Yes, he is absolutely wonderful. Nice to see you. Chris Music Box, she has a very nice channel, VC channel, French VC, huh? Yeah. There's 4 tracks on this album, actually 3 and a short transition track. They're all different. They're all like elegiac ambient with some, you can hear a sort of pulse behind. So it's not pure tone. There's a pulse driving these tones. So it's constructed. There's lots of tones actually at the same time. Yeah, that's true. Hejsan Janne, nu får vi fan ta det. Salut George, nice to see you. Salut Marc. Oh Marcella, nice to see you. Are you taking a break from the Den Bosch craziness? Are you there? Salut Julien. Oh, okay, that's... He had a voice, Suran. Something really... For us sound lovers, it's... yeah. But, okay, maybe I'll play you something really crazy. Or, not, but... So I found a couple of records that were actually on my Grail list in Brittany. And this one, this next one is... So the French label, the French Folkways, Le Chant du Monde. Folkways was this label dedicated to all sorts of folk music from around the world. Started in the US, but was also embracing new music, experimental music, as a legitimate expressions from folk, from people. Le Chant du Monde was rooted in Europe culture, so a little bit different. And they had many series. One series of 7 inches of music dedicated to objects or non-musical, not necessarily musical tools or mediums turned into music. And I finally got the third one, which really turns up. Ah, okay, Marcella. Well, good luck with that. I had a 3-hour preview this morning with Sava. Salut DJ Mr. Joël.
Virgule. Virgule.
Musique en bande. Bande, strip. Comic strip, bande dessinée. Alain Savouret, who was part of the GRM, the Musique Concrète group, embracing the techniques of comic book to create music.
Point. Point virgule.
Point virgule.
Yeah, this is not the most typical
Je reprends.
music. So one of the 2 others was made out of
Ouvrez les guillemets.
cutlery, eating tools, and one was made out of
Fermez les
church
guillemets.
bells, carillon.
Point à la ligne.
So la dictée here, it's an excerpt from a longer piece that was never issued anywhere else but there. It was broadcasted on the Radio France, the French national radio, and that's the only stuff we can get from that. Was conceptualized or produced at the GMEB, the Groupe de Musique Expérimentale de Bourges, Bourges city in France. We had lots of experimental music studios in France. Huh?
Point.
Point d'interrogation.
So the words you hear in French are basically punctuation names of different types of punctuations.
Ouvrez la parenthèse. Fermez la parenthèse.
Hello, I'm the dead. Yeah, it always is worth taking the folkways entry. No, it's not. I kind of agree with that, DJ Mr. Joel. So yeah, I guess some might find me crazy for this being one of my top 50 grails. There you go.
Point final.
And le chant des partisans.
Well, I thought I heard somebody call.
Yeah, sure. Almost every country had one.
Lord, I thought I heard
Sweden had 2, maybe even 3.
somebody
The UK had 2, at least 2. The York Electronic Music Studio, the BBC Radio Workshop.
Lord, baby, you can't do me. Lord, like you done Porsche.
Belgium had 2. Germany had at least 3. France had at least 4 or 5.
Well,
5.
you can't do me like you done Porsche.
Yeah. Contrast, always.
Where you work the morning labor, baby.
And there's a connection with folkways. Or Huli. So.
Lord, you can't do me, baby.
I believe
Lord, like you done
the one album of Fred McDowell's band. Fred McDowell, Mississippi Fred McDowell, and his
where you
blues
took
boys.
his money. Lord, why you can't take my play the blue. Lord, I wake to lose. Lord, you know when I wake to bed. Oh, I wake to lose. You know when I wake to bed. Lord, I couldn't find a mule. Lord, with his shoulder well. Lord, I'm a long line skinner. I got this short life. I'm a long line skinner. You know I got this short. You know he won't drink water. He won't eat bun, eat no corn. You that mule won't drink water.
We'll talk.
Lord, he won't eat no corn.
Yeah, well, you get it, Joel. Well, you
Lord,
can't,
I cannot
but then
drive
there's
the captain.
all levels.
Lord, won't even go on.
I discovered Mississippi Fred McDowell, or I embraced him. I knew about him, and then I embraced him when I discovered him through the unlikely
You know, business
connection of
makes
the show, the TV show Trem,
he got a heart
the guy from The Wire, Simon, show about music in New Orleans, where a professional jazzman who is successful but is
I'm gonna take it in the morning.
lacking inspiration. He's trying to figure out a way to do something original that has meaning with himself, his history, and jazz history. And he listens to a track by Mississippi Fred McDowell. Fred with, I believe it was 2 female singers. And that's like a revelation for him. And he managed to create his own fusion of that and modern jazz. And it's just beautiful moment of fiction, music fiction. But that was my introduction to Fred McDowell. Salut Richard James. Hello Marion Man. Thank you. So we're going just from folk music to folk music right now. Mohamed Abdel Wahab, one of the 3 main voices of Egyptian music. He sings, he arranges. He had an album produced by Bill Laswell, if I remember correctly, in the early 90s. But he started in the 50s. This is from the 70s, I believe. Beautiful pressing with these inks that stand out. The label is beautiful as well. I'll show it to you. It's a cheap record. I found it at a record fair in Quimper. $10. Didn't even listen to it. I knew about him. I have already 3 other records of his. He's a master orchestrator. That's what he's famous for. Look at that beauty. Kerophone, famous label, mostly printed in Europe for the most part, but Egyptian pressings via France. And I played you one track. What's interesting on this, I should have played more, because some tracks have some singing, but most tracks feel different. It's not just that the music is different, but the sound, it's not that the sound quality is different, but the character of the sound varies from track to track. So it's kind of like each track is a revelation. You feel that something is opening up because something is different. So your brain kind of tricks you into like embracing something new in a positive way. There's no objective meter to say that that track is better than the other in a sense, apart from your taste. But sound-wise, just going from track to track on that album is kind of an experience. Pardon me. I was doing this discussion on Michael 45 stream like a week ago or so. We were playing the game of if you were investing in music, in records, which is a silly thing to do, but if you were taking that seriously, what kind of music would you go look for? Well, I would say these kind of records. $10, you can't go wrong. You may not like it every single time. Sometimes the recording is very rough around the edges. This one is pretty good. But these are chances you have to take, and there are the local recordings and the ethnographic recordings. So many great deals to be made in that kind of music, especially if you start to get the bug. Talking about bug, what is this, huh? This is kind of a buggy music. Someone should know here. No, not necessarily. Yeah. Traditional, but well, he stands out from most traditional orchestras from the time in Egypt. So you have to find, your ear has to find its way to the disruptive nature of that music, if there is. And in Abdel Wahab's music, there is somewhere underneath something a bit disruptive that I very much appreciate. Oh, whoa. Okay, well, a lot of these are still cheap. We're listening to TG now, Throbbing Gristle. This is... yeah. This was released in 2004. This is the return of Throbbing Gristle. The band back together. Which, as I've stated recently, I don't... even if I love most of Throbbing Gristle's later projects of their members, the early Throbbing Gristle stuff, there's only like a couple of tracks I really like, and I don't like them as much as the tracks I really like from Coil, from Chris and Cozy, even from Psychic TV. And so when Throbbing Gristle started again, I was kind of skeptical. I was not like expecting anything, and I kind of ignored it. Big mistake. All the post 2000 records by Throbbing Gristle are worth checking and getting, in my opinion. Stefan, in a way you're right, or in a way I agree with you, but he does too much. In the end, it almost feels noodly to me. His ambient. Really love this, like pulsating. Is it techno? Kind of, but this is techno that could have been done like in the 70s, way before. And I like that because of that, there's a timelessness to this music. I'm always fascinated by music that could have been made in the past, but culturally couldn't have. Technically could have, but you had to wait for the culture to reach an aesthetic point. Most of the latter Throbbing Gristle stuff is the other way around. It's music that could have been done way back, but they didn't because they were punks and trying to be provocative. This is more like the brain checks out and it's just the hands doing the music. You're letting the machines do their work and you're just kind of like, barely touching it. Yeah, Throbbing Gristle. Very minimal indeed. How young were you, DJ Mr. Joel? It's interesting. At what age can you get into that kind of music? Now the machines who are just being born, they're starting to try to talk with you. You were just first hearing the pearls of life. Now it's trying to communicate with you.
Silver lip, twilight, murmur of crushed grass, broken crystal noise, your wings splitting the sky, splitting the sky. Albatross
The most famous Throbbing Gristle tracks
with iron
would
wings.
be United, which is like a
I see you waking
minimal synth punk pop song. Very
silver
archaic.
twilight.
It's sweet, but it's not that good. And then Hamburger Lady, which this is close to. Hamburger Lady is the best Throbbing Gristle track from the early days, in my opinion. This is kind of the updated version of Hamburger Lady, but also independent from that.
Little flat pieces, words of blood.
Salut Temporo, Proto.
Their pictures separated at last. Separated. Life offers a golden mass. At heart, you play.
So I'll be straight with you. This is my favorite Throbbing Gristle record of them all.
Secrets. Secrets. Gentle movements. Hands now speak. Planting seeds.
There are tracks by Wire. They are not that far away from that. Lots of connection you can make between this and other stuff. Like Sean is talking about techno. Sure, but this is very British as well.
Each has its own tongue. A hungry, hushed gas. Giving lips before a final winter comes. In reverie, you flex, space rolls, grinding, huge, malformed, splintered.
It's interesting you say newer. Well, but well, to me, Coil is a band that only got better with time. My favorite Coil stuff is from around the same time as that. Black Antlers and what's that other one?
Never ending.
I really like some tracks on Music to Play in the Dark Volume 2. I'm getting close, very close to completing my Steve Lacy collection. Nowadays it's almost only the hard ones I'm after. Hard ones, not musically, but price-wise. So getting this for $50. Original pressing, Italian, 1966. Transitional Steve Lacy, still kind of like modern jazz, not fully improv free jazz yet. This is great with Alberto Romano on the drums and Kent Carter on the double bass. And already the title, Disposability. When I try to connect this concept with the music, it's so modern. This is a Cecil Taylor composition, by the way. You have 4 Steve Lacy compositions. One Cecil Taylor, one Carl Obley, an early Carl Obley composition, and 3 Thelonious Monk compositions. Steve Lacy is a Monkian disciple, and my favorite jazz musician. Recorded in Roma in late December 1965. Yes, Jose is talking about a box set with 2 Throbbing Gristle albums of the later ones that are quite expensive, but the box set with them too, you can find it for super cheap. People forget about that. Salut Pat. Okay. Absolutely, Marius. Salut Pinap. Goes back and forth. On faisait juste du Throbbing Gristle avant, donc. He has quite a few Steve Lacy double LPs on Hat. Not all of them are great, but most of them, I would say. Yeah, Condor is cheap and great. This is before, though. This is when he's still kind of a normal jazz musician, not a total freak. Ryan. We just hit the first hour, huh? This is when my dear assistants, Sean and Zep, remind all of us to thumbs up the video if you think this is a gesture that has an impact on the well-being of the world. Well, maybe it has on me, who knows? Then please consider doing that. If you're watching this after the fact, or even if you want to go deeper into some of the stuff we've already talked about, you can leave a comment in the comment section of the video. And if you really like the stream and want to support it so that I can keep on doing it every week, apart from the past 2 ones, sorry guys, you can always leave a tip in the coffee jar, the link in the description of the video. This helps massively. So yeah, like this stream exists thanks to you as well. So please consider doing that if you can afford it, and if you like and want to support the stream. Back to Steve Lacy. Hello, Bat. So we got Marcos, Bat, Curly Lily, who all got some package with some records from me. They were winning prizes from the competitions of Christmas. I hope you guys were happy with that. And we're missing someone from Germany, I think. I do share your enthusiasm for the latest Laurel Allo. Wow! Steve Lacy is... I'm getting close to 80 Steve Lacy albums. Him as a leader of different levels, like scales of of formation, solo up to octet, non-tet even, I think. Merci. Yeah, I really like Matthew Sapson, and he has lovely music taste. Salut. Merci, merci. Hello Ben, nice to see you. Soundtracking X, that's my path. Oh yeah, you got the one. I barely remember what I sent everyone. It's a cheaper rabbit hole, Ben, than Sun Ra. And with more diversity, I would say. There is a ratio that Steve Lacy from the 80s, I believe, which is much cheaper. I was lucky to get this at a decent price. That was really lucky. With the original inner sleeve from Italian RCA. So I opened the stream with Demark Can't You, which I realized I've never really talked about on this stream. In the second half of the 2000s, he was my guy. Like the house music he was producing was out of this world, and he did that album, which artwork graces the walls of my little studio here, which is a reprise of his best album in my opinion. Double LP. Demark Cantu, Fallen. Some dust, sorry about that. So Demark Cantu had various projects in a trifecta between James T. Cotton, who is also known as Dabrai in hip-hop, and tracks Melvin Oliphant around the label Nation from Chicago. But they were so good that everyone wanted a piece of them to release some stuff, which created some conflicts between them. And this was released on Crème, the Dutch label. Lovely, like very minimalistic EBM infused Chicago house. 808. Up and the questions. Well, my favorite. Well, I would say maybe Oh Brother because of the music, but other than that, it would be Barton Fink. Oh, he was prolific. We talk about that then some other time, or I do a whole stream about Steve Lacy. Yeah, Fallen, Dimark Kentu. Don't push me, Jefferson, don't push me. Not exactly yet, but it's kind of like a teaser. Ah, nice. That was yeah. It's something. Yeah, I agree. This is heat. This album is pure heat. Depends which roads and which night of the week, Frederick. But I would encourage you to do so. Yeah, I love night music. Am I taking requests now? Huh? L'album c'est Fallen de Dimark Kentu. Yeah, we're getting to midnight, right? But so the tracks bleed into each other like that on that album in a pretty nice way. It is dance floor music, DJ music, but there's, as you can hear underneath, these really creepy melodies. I wouldn't say John Carpenter, it's not that kind of, but just imagine a John Carpenter movie with this kind of music. Thank you, Bat, for leaving a tip in the coffee jar. Merci, Bat. Much appreciated. Slow night. Sometimes it's like that, huh? You want me to buy cheap records? And I want to DJ tomorrow night and play this. Very minimalistic. What's cool about this music is kind of Lego music. You just take out one element to create something dynamic. You pull away something, you bring something else back, you bring out more, and then you put everything back together. So it's so playful and easy to play with energy that way. I've recommended the album quite a few times. I bought it quite a few times. Jefferson, thank you. Merci beaucoup, Jefferson, for leaving a very nice tip in the coffee jar. The link in the description. Merci, Jefferson. No, it's not that fast, Jose. This is like 127. Most punk is fast, is much faster than that. Most rock is faster than that. But this is quite fast house music for sure. Yeah, absolutely. It's quite alright. I remember buying the first Pan American record. Pan American is one of the guys from Bradford. And the way they advertised it, I was so disappointed with what I got. I kept it. I listened to it every now and then. But that new one is... Oh, I love this. Yeah, the 808 drum machine. There's an Alain Goraguer reissue coming out on Transversal right now, or archival actually. Absolutely. I'm all for cheap records. My best find will be the next one, actually. It's already lined up. And it's kind of for Jefferson and for everyone. And for me. Hey, San Andreas. You hear the that acts kind of like a 303 with the cutoff button opening up a little bit, so you get this more like high-pitched frequency in the sound. But when it's closed, it's more bassy and more crépusculaire. So in this track, obviously, it's the arrangement and the drums that do all the work. Wow, lovely. I think this is the kind of record that Sean, the Vinyl Dreamscape, is going to get pretty soon. They only did like 300 copies of it, I think. But oh yeah, you can get it for less than $20. Easy. As I say, there's very few Steve Lacy records that I want that I'm missing. And I'm missing them mostly because they're way too expensive for my my wallet. But during this trip, I found this record that you can usually pay, that usually goes for 200, if not more. But I also got this one. Interesting cover. From the same year, released also in '66, but recorded a little later than the previous one, featuring also Ken Carter, also Ado Romano, but with the addition of Enrico Rava on trumpet. The Italian years. The 90s, obviously. Hello, Chris. Ja, faktiskt. Ja. Borde kanske jobba där. Salut, merci, à bientôt. Non, ça va. Hello, Jeffrey. Okay, James Holden, not the worst DJ, huh? My God. Beatrice Dillon is someone I'm interested in. I don't honestly have, I think I have a record of hers, but this is a wild record. So I don't know if it's obvious for English-speaking people. Sortie, French word, exit. The first rule of salesmanship is not to oversell the product. Unfortunately for Polydor, the label that released that, I happen to have been wildly enthusiastic about this record ever since Lacy played it to me before its original release on GTA, and hearing it again after 4 months only confirmed my first reaction. Therefore, the following will be honest rather than tactful, and express my own feelings as a critic rather than trying to shape those of the reader. Sortie, then, is firstly and remarkably approachable and enjoyable example of the music known as the new thing. For once, free improvisation sounds both elegant and eloquent. The type of beauty that these players are trying to discover is neither coarse nor bitter, and incoherence and accident are absent. In fact, tunefulness and rhythmic vitality are so pronounced that they remind one irresistibly of Jelly Roll Morton's famous recipe for good jazz. What is that, huh? The recipe was repeated by Thelonious Monk to Lacy almost word for word, while Lacy was a member of his group in 1960. Just because you're not a drummer, it doesn't mean you don't have to keep time. And stop playing all that bullshit. Play the melody. Close attention to these fundamentals of communication has marked Lacy's own groups ever since. Merci beaucoup, Merkion, man. Thank you very much for a nice tip, very nice tip in the coffee jar. Merci. The Victor Schoenfield notes go on a whole lot more. So it's great notes, great record. I paid about 80 euros for that, which is still a good price. Salut Ultra Drums! Nice to see you too. Merci. We try. Talking about all this music with some joy and not trying to pretend this is more than just music. Or more than other music. Oh! Wow! The ones here. I'm not sure who you are, but you left a very, very nice tip in the coffee jar. Merci beaucoup, the ones here. There is something Swedish about you, isn't it? So there you are. Okay. Well, very crucial minutes for the stream, your appearance tonight, the ones here. Merci. Now something much, much, much cheaper. A record you should be able to find for $10. Ah, okay. Merci. Oh, thank you. So you're watching them after, I assume. Just when you feel like it, leave a comment so we can chat. We're so close to midnight, huh? So what is this, huh? Cheap Heat. Egypt, musician of the Nile, on Okora. Four tracks, which is pretty cool with these records. Like one track, 12 minutes plus, 10 minutes plus, 8 minutes plus, 15 minutes. All quite different from each other. Some tracks with singing, different instrumentations. Just wonderful recording in the Château Vallon venue, which is a theater in Paris, if I remember correctly. Yeah. And I think I played a few records of Okora that were recorded during festivals taking place in Château Vallon. Exactly. For me, it's that, but if it wasn't for the music, obviously. Salut Charlie. Charlie is obviously half of the time in Egypt, in the souk, smoking the good stuff, huh Charlie? Salut Rosé, see you around. Yeah, absolutely. There's 2 volumes of that, of the musicien du Nil en Okora. Midnight Rhythm. Inch action. And sometimes you got a bad break. Like this one. I love this song. Track. This break is a little bit too much. But you get back to the Midnight Rhythm. So this is a kind of disco tune. It's bordering on high energy. There's also this kind of almost like Siron vibe too, especially that bridge or break that I don't love. But when it gets back going with like this arpeggio, and now, I mean, Charlie. Yeah, this part. Slappy keyboards. It doesn't even sound bassy there. Usually it is, but imagine seeing a band play that live and you're in the crowd. Like, can it be better? This is like jazz in disco. Everyone got their own solo now. Oh yeah. Absolutely, that's gorgeous. change for life. So over the top. We're back at the Asylum. In Hamburg, hein, Stéphane? I think it was probably around 88, 89, maybe even before that. There was a shop in Paris called Odd Size. That was the place to be for industrial, avant-garde, lettrisme, sound poetry, like really the most obscure stuff from the 80s. The guy who ran it was amazing. He had a band back then called Nox, like a noise rock band. I've hyped his new music under another name, but he had a label also called Odd Size. This is a compilation on that label that I just got. Smooth Kitchens. I think you're correct. So, Laurent, who was behind this label in this shop, he was an amazing guy. Very nice. Very gentle, very encouraging. Helped me quite a lot to kind of open up to stuff, to dare go stuff, places in music. And well, he had amazing taste. So that was an exclusive track by Asmus Tichens. Now we got a track by P16D4, one of my favorite industrial bands from Germany, Ralf Wehowski. I'll talk more about it eventually. This record is super cheap, I think. Still, it's got some French stuff, some German stuff. There's a track right after this that I'll let play a little bit by Vox Populi. Yeah, indeed, I played that. I think a year ago about. Hello, G MacG. Nice to see you. Wow, nice. Solo. Did he sing as well, or was it guitar? Or what was it? Tell us. J Massis, Dinosaur Jr., amongst other things. Mostly, though. So the late 80s, or the 80s had a lot of amazing compilation of experimental electronics, industrial. Some of them are not great, some are absolutely great. This is one of these that still has not gotten the reputation it deserves, because there are no Coil, Nurse with Wound, Soviet France, Cure 93, like tracks like that. But you have, P16D4, HNAS, PGR, Asmus Tichens, Nox, and a bunch of other bands I'm not super familiar with. Oh, Pacific 231. The shop was in a very seedy uh, area in northern Paris, I remember, à la Château Rouge, in one of the African districts of Paris. Totally out of place, but it was pretty cool. It got targeted at one point by some like bullshit anti-fascist campaign by the media, because they were selling records by Death in June. Like Laurent is the furthest away you could be from being far right, even right, or even center. But yeah, that was in the 80s or 90s for you. Actually, earlier when someone asked me what was my biggest find in France, I misspoke. Or no, I lied or I misspoke. I don't know. I'll play it after this. It is. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Kue Matsunaga, I played with him at festivals a couple of times. I like some of his music very much. He's not the nicest guy. He's maybe it's just that he's shy. I'm not sure, but merci, Bat. Good night. See you. You all right? So this is Vox Populi, a French band. There's a bunch of archival reissues or compilation of cassette-only stuff that has been released in the past couple of years. That is quite interesting. But this might be my favorite tracks of theirs. Eh ouais, Fred. Star 1000, hein? I'd rather collect Asmus than Deform, to be honest. Ah, nice. I might want to have Kevin Shields playing some guitar along him, right? Everyone is busy, huh? Oh. Thank you, Jérôme, for a nice little, but always appreciate a little tip in the coffee jar. Merci, Jérôme. Merci beaucoup. Coffee jar, first link in the video if you guys want to support the stream, the channel. Always nice. Always useful. Hello, B-Sides. Is it the first time I see you here? Merci, John. Bye bye, go to work, John. But thank you for leaving a tip in the coffee jar as well. Merci, mon ami. Oh no, off work. So now you're here with us. Okay. Makes sense. So Vox Populi is this very odd band from, I believe they were from around Paris, the suburbs. They were doing like a sort of world music, industrial, folk, quite esoteric and Middle East, no, Oriental. All right, so now the big find of my digging in France for the past 3 weeks. A record that I believe Alex has shown on Instagram some time ago. I've been looking for that record for a long time. At one point I had it, but it was completely trashed. And I didn't expect to find it this time, but I did. Not an easy record to find nowadays. Not impossible, but if you talk about proto-techno records, well, this is a Hurdy record. Yeah, you know, G-Mac-G, he has a band with Jimmy Shields called Wounded Knees, which is amazing. J Massis with Jimmy Shields, produced by Kevin, and it's absolutely lovely. Cheers. Yeah, absolutely. Simon, thank you for asking. Yeah, that's what I was saying, like archival or kind of. I think it's his brother, Joël, Mr. Joël. So this is Valentin Clastrier with les Philharmonistes de Châteauroux. Châteauroux, communist suburb of Paris. Not really anymore, but Esprit de la Nuit, Spirits of the Night. And Philharmonistes de Châteauroux. Look at this beautiful gang of gentlemen with Valentin here with his hurdy-gurdy. Listen to this. Hello, Dave. Yeah, super trippy. All right. Well, his band Roller Skate Skinny. Oh, maybe I should play Roller Skate Skinny if I can access the records. Oh yeah, this is for you, Marius, for sure. Yeah. if I didn't find this for a normal price, this is the kind of records I would pay money for. Would I have done that 5 years ago? Yes. 10 years ago? Yes. 15 years ago? No. It took me a while to get really into that. Now you get really the hurdy-gurdy played as a hurdy-gurdy. I was talking with Josh Staiku about a resurgence of hurdy-gurdy records, especially from France, actually. So I might be showcasing more stuff like that. Viel à roue in French. Coil used to have a hurdy-gurdy in their mid-90s, mid-2000 performances. At the gig they did in Paris at La Loco, hurdy-gurdy. Ah bah oui. Ah ben incroyable, bravo, félicitations. C'est un disque qui vaut de l'argent maintenant. Tenger, the Japanese family, is that what it is, John? Kind of new agey. Nice. Look at it this way. This was released in 1986. Let's put out a hurdy-gurdy album. Who's gonna buy that back then? Then after that, we're gonna play by Jim McGee's request. Back then in 1993, when this was released, that was my favorite album of the year. Also, I claimed many times. And a few years ago, I did a video here, my top 50 of albums released on vinyl in the 90s, and it was featured there. The album is just so many different things happening, every track different from each other. Produced by Guy Fixon, who produced Loveless for My Valentine, and who was Moonshake, and then Laika, and who recently produced Jimmy Shields from this with Jay Massis from Dinosaur Jr. And here with me, the first half of the track is indie, British indie from the early 90s. Kind of nice, but it's gonna get really crazy. The haircut of Valentin.
It's alright. All the girls are here now, all the girls are dead. It's alright. Now I know.
This is for you, Chimagji, huh? You know this, Chimagji? This is when the track gets really, really, really good now. I almost wanted to start the track right there.
It's alright. All the girls are here now, all the girls are dead. It's alright. Now I know you're gone forever. It's alright. All the girls are here now.
Wait, John, wait.
It's alright. Now I know you're gone forever.
Very wire, I agree, John, though. This part is gonna get really wire. Very good observation.
But it's alright, all the girls are gone. It's like a million years of shame on my back and in my ears. But it's alright, all the girls are gone. It's like a million years of shame on my back and in my ears. But it's alright, all the girls are gone.
And getting into this when you're 15 years old, that was a blessing. And if you don't like that track, it doesn't matter, because the next one is going to surprise you in another way, if I remember correctly. It's just such a creative album. You're welcome, John. G, MacG. I don't know if it's John actually. A months ago or so, I played an album that I have had for a long time by Dominique Laurent, Phantasmagoria, something like that. I have 2 of their albums, or I had, and then there was some stock copies of one album I was missing from them that turned up on Soundom, and then they fucked up my order and I didn't get it. But I found it in Quimper. Pinocchio et Mato. The Pinocchio and Mato puppet theater with music by Dominique Laurent, Azur et Ténèbres. Very nice, gentle, synthy lullabies. Quenouille. Ah, tu connais ça, j'imagine. Hello Nathaniel, nice to see you. I played some of them as well. No, but Fred has to have his share, obviously. He does a lot of good work. Ouais, c'est le plus élusif. This one is the most elusive of them, I think. Haven't cleaned it yet. It looks nice. It's just dusty. Oh, we reached 2 hours already. And I was about to remind people that they can always leave a comment if you're watching this now or later when it's not a live stream. It's always appreciated to hear what you guys think when you're not commenting live during the first streaming. And this is also when you can leave, I can remind you to leave a thumbs up so we get into the journey of discovering what these famous thumbs up mean. Even the thumbs down means something, but I don't lose hope in finding out eventually. And even better than a thumbs up, you can always leave a little tip in the coffee jar. The link in the description if you like the stream, if you want to tip your DJ of the night, if you want to support the stream, because this is what it is. So I usually do remind you about that every hour or so. Obnoxious, isn't it? Maybe not Sextiles, but I'll play something for you, William. I'll try to play something for you right after this crazy package by Biota. Racket Bones with like some insane artwork. On this side, like, I don't know what it is, but it's pretty cool. On this one, it's more like, what is going on here? This is an American noise, electronic, experimental, industrial band. Features tons of inserts with art. It's from 1985. It's a record you can find not necessarily for cheap, but not very expensive. It's a double LP, and it's just a world in its own. Like, very difficult to digest in one listen. But these are the records that I value more and more anyways. Absolutely. That's a great record. Cheap. Merci, Marius. The previous one, huh? Yeah. Absolutely. It's the kind of record you don't really understand what's going on most of the time. Because it just goes in and out of, I don't know. I've listened to it 1.5 times so far. And at first I thought, okay, I'm getting it, it's interesting. At worst case scenario, it's interesting. I knew about them. They were on my radar, but listening to it online never was a satisfactory experience. And I thought, okay, oh, this is lovely. This is actually lovely. Exactly. From the Mnemomist, which I also got during that trip. Yeah, I agree with that, Sean. sometimes your gut feeling is all you need to appreciate music. Or what do I say? Like, sometimes. Most often. Salut Eric. Ouais. A little more out there, but yeah, Tuxedomoon certainly had. We're introducing some odd and unusual sounds in a more pop format, which is why they were so interesting. Yeah. You know, first time I was listening to Mnemomist, I had exactly that feeling, Marius. The more I listen to it, the more I perceive the musicality. Because sometimes this kind of music can be just experimental and lacking any emotional connection. And this is, the third time I'm listening to this, and now I'm finding it plus. Yeah, for sure. But it is world-building music, for sure.
Sent to the zone, into the domain, no main, propane, flame, or butane to the opening with an offering. It's not often that I want it, but I'm gonna make a point. It's a one for the so-and-sos, impose on tiptoes. Spit flows, hypno, crypto, cryogenic, freezes, heases, nices, watching ballerinas, seamless meters, reappear, wedding heroes, zero tolerance, abolishing white MCs, please, Mr. Politician, don't feed us your empty promises. It's obvious you're oblivious, but not impervious, and used to will crumble. Stay humble. One, tonight. All right. Tonight. Alright.
Enslaved by luxury, to me a source of pain is not entertainment. Desires and ruin, failures transposing the fantasy. Enjoy views but don't listen. It's your frame of reference I discard. Audio sport, tech, noir, Abdul Jabbar. Fire wire, hair dryer in the bathtub. I shock. Dixie cup, telephone, fair communicate. Feeble then waited like dust caps on 5 watts. Take one recorder off border, cause El Gordon control. Watch the top granola get rude like junk food. King vitamin on top of the food chain. Rug burns, run around the field but never move like a fence. Vital recital, title idle, no rival. Test floors with pens flaccid, inactive, speechless like dick and mouth.
Wobbly, Saeed, slim like a 10-speed. These MCs take heed when I project with 300 cc's. Cause you told me, cause your whole crew ride. Who's that cat that just threw my neck like a quarterback? I want his autograph. Females on my dick from my phonographs, making moves on the floor like a pornograph. Got the man, so you can feel the chemistry. EB, turn up the frequency. I'm very unifying. With the beats acapella in the streets, we can do it anytime.
Alright.
So much happening in that track. Well, if it is your new favorite Ringo song, that's kind of a high level in terms of Ringo.
From the lawn where my form had grown for life scorned, torn through the door. I heard a sound and came back to see what was going on. Then I turned up the
Antipop Consortium, the band that really got me back in hip hop in the late 90s. Culminating here with a remix by LFO. LFO produced Björk, Depeche Mode, so many others back in the mid-90s, late 90s. And probably one of my biggest heroes musically. Yeah. I love that one. I have some stories. I saw Antipop live a few times. The first time, we were 6 people in the venue. They almost gave up. It was in Paris. It was raining. No, it was not in Paris. It was in the suburb of Paris. And they saw there was only 6 people. And they were like, fuck it, we're not playing. They did a song, just in case, and me and my buddies, we started to sing along all the songs because we loved them. And they were completely taken by surprise. So we got the best private gig ever. Not weird, it's great, Marius. It's just great music. And this was for William, and he left, so... Now, the record I was looking for that I got as a present during my trip in Brittany. Merci Bruno. Merci mon ami Bruno. From the channel Escale à Kirbling. Always got that wrong, but... Good night, Marius. Have a good one. Free jazz record from Brittany, Bretagne. Candigore, which we had fun showing, me and Fred, recently on streams, featuring Pierre Gallet on bagpipe. And I went to the city where this was produced, and we found the office of the label that doesn't exist anymore, but there was still the sign in the street in an old medieval city. Yeah, I know one. This is so much better than Rufus Harley, in my opinion. Bye, Dom. Hope you like this. Yeah.
I'm holding this out.
So that's it for my little return. Hopefully I will be able to stay on track now for a little while. No need to go away. I hope you had fun. I hope I deserve your attention tonight. We're finishing with DJ Sprinkles, which is what's his name again? Temnitz, who I played one time in London, lives in Japan. Transgender musician. He did some stuff about Kraftwerk that was amazing. And his obsession with Chicago house is pretty funny, pretty cool. This came out in 2001 on his Comatose label, Comatons label in Japan. And yeah, that was one way to say goodbye, as good as any other one, isn't it? Well, probably worse than some others, but I hope you had fun. I hope some of you find some good ideas of records too.
Sucker. Yeah, and the next time you'll think about it.
Lots of sample there. It's like kind of a sort of edit mega mix of classic Chicago house cues. Ooh, this sample. This is my favorite Chicago house track, QX1, Mike Dunn. Anyways, feel free to come back next week. Feel free to leave a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment. Feel free to tip your DJ of the night. And hope everyone is good. I hope I set you up for a fun and good weekend. I hope you'll have some adventures. And let's dance. Bye bye. 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 Bye bye.
Bye bye.